You know what my problem is? Nothing I do is ever enough for me. I set a goal, I accomplish the goal, and before I even celebrate that I accomplished the goal, I'm on to the next one. I could conquer the world, and before I even realized it, I would be on to trying to conquer the universe. And you know what? I blame the hustle culture that we've been put into, because you gotta work 2 jobs and own 3 businesses and be on your way to being a multi-millionaire before the age of 25 to be deemed successful. Bitch, I'm just a girl.
I just realized it doesn't matter how early I go to sleep. I just don't want to go to work. I could have gone to bed at 8 p.m., did yoga, drank tea, had my soul cleansed by a monk. It doesn't matter. When that alarm hits, I'm still waking up like I just got hit by a tranquilizer dart. I suddenly never felt so tired in my life. And I'm not tired. I'm rebelling. This isn't fatigue. This is a protest against responsibility. Okay, people are like, oh, you just need a better morning routine. Okay, what will that routine do? Erase my job? Will it make Karen from accounting stop asking quick questions that are never quick? It's not about getting enough sleep. It's about being spiritually opposed to employment. I wasn't made for this. I wasn't built to log onto Microsoft Teams and pretend I care. Okay, I was built to live. Maybe chop wood, I don't know, something simple and primal. People be like, just find the job you love. Okay, I love not working. Hire me for that. Anyway, shout out to everyone clocking in today. Not because we want to, but because rent exists.
I definitely relate to this guy, man. I think a lot of us are just in the same boat where we feel like we're not born to fit into the modern style of living. For instance, just working a regular job and having to get up at 5 or 6 a.m. I had such a hard time with that, getting up when the sun is not even out yet. Something about it just felt really weird and kind of unnatural. I guess it does go against our circadian rhythm if you really think about it, because we always used to get up when the sun comes out and we start resting when the sun goes down. But now, because of low wages and high cost of living, a lot of people have to work these super long hours where they don't get to see the sun because they have to be up before sunrise and they only go home from work after sunset. So it's like darkness all day for them. And no wonder some people feel like they're burning out or they have low energy or even depression symptoms because they don't get to see sunlight when, in the past, we saw so much sunlight during the day. Let me know what you guys think about this theory and whether you guys have a hard time adjusting to the modern living and lifestyle. Also, keep on watching this video to hear more people complain about how they're burning out at work and how they're tired of the work that they're doing and the atmosphere they're in.
Today, my coworker looked at me and was like, "You don't look excited to be here." Like, bro, I would literally quit right now if I could financially.
I'm a little bit irritated because the job that I told you guys about a few days ago where she told me mid-interview didn't even tell me. That's the part. She did not tell me. She just mentioned it. You know what I mean? Like, telling somebody kind of implies that you talked about it, put it in words. Do you know what I mean? She just, like, literally casually said it to the other person that I was in the interview with, and then just kind of went to the next subject. And I was like, September 2nd, whatever. This job didn't start for another 2 months, okay? And obviously I'm looking for a job now, okay? If I'm unemployed in the next 2 months, that's a fucking huge problem, and I will not be. So I have this problem where, like, I just can't let shit go until I fully tell you why I'm irritated or what you did that scorned me, okay? So I messaged her on Indeed, and I know you're like, girl, what the fuck are you doing arguing with people on Indeed? I was not arguing, okay? I just needed to communicate with her that what she did was a little bit fucked up. I know you're like, girl, that's funny coming from you. Like, you fuck over jobs all the time. And I'm allowed to do that. I'm not the employer. They're the professional one, bitch. Anyways, I messaged her and I was like, thank you for the opportunity, but please discard my application. I was unaware that the job started September 2nd, and I would not have wasted either of our times if I knew that. She responded very politely. Good for her, because I literally would have went back there and been like, bitch, you wasted my fucking time, you stupid bitch. Like, if she really wanted to play with me, but she was very respectful. And she was like, okay, thank you for letting me know. Good luck in your job search. Thanks. So then I decided to click back on the job description, and what do you fucking know it? In big, bold letters, it says starting date September 2nd, 2025. And you know what? Even if it was at the cost of my own gas, time, and energy, I'm glad it's in the job description now. I'm glad she's letting other people know so they don't waste their time as well.
I just quit my job like literally 3 hours ago for honestly no other reason than I was unhappy. And that in itself, that reason should be enough. I know that I'm able to do that, and like the privilege in being able to quit your job just because you're unhappy is crazy. And don't get me wrong, I have an expensive Manhattan apartment that the lights need to stay on somehow, and I will figure it out. I'll be fine. But I'm young, I'm in my early 20s, I have no dependents. Like, this is the time to take a risk and to work on your personal development, to be a happy human being, to learn how to be a productive adult member of society. The thing I was unhappy about in my last job, and by the way, I have nothing but love for the company and the people there. Like, the calls I had with the founders, with the managers, with the CEO today, like, I just expressed the insane gratitude that I have for this experience. But the thing I was most unhappy about was the work environment of it being fully remote. I know there's this thing where people think that like Gen Z, like we want to be remote. I am so done with the remote work environment. As an extrovert, sitting in front of a computer all day is not it. Like, I am hungry for mentorship. I want to learn from people. I want to be around smart people. I want to just like soak all of that up via osmosis. And being in a remote environment, you don't get that, especially in a city like New York. If you just moved to New York and you're sitting in front of your computer all day, like, I just don't think that's good developmentally for us, as intense as that sounds. But yeah, so follow along to see what the heck happens next.
It's come to my attention that I actually realized that I don't want to work for a living. I don't want to work for a living. I don't want to work. What's your dream job? What do you want to do what do you want to do for a career? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't want to be working. I don't know how else to say it. It is not that I lack ambition. It's that I aspire to not work. I do not dream of labor. I do not dream of work. And I don't think that should be controversial. I don't think that we're meant to work. And by work, I mean computer. I'm not meant to do computer. I don't want to do computer. I don't want to sit here and I don't want to click-clack in my dad's desk chair. I want to post Instagram stories. I want to eat donuts. I want to live a life that is not revolving around work. I aspire to have money. I don't aspire to be a billionaire. I think we should be able to aspire to have some sort of wealth. I don't think that we should aspire to be billionaires, but I do think that I should aspire to have wealth. But I don't want to work.
I also don't want you to quit your job. And hear me out. I want you to quit your job with a plan. And like, obviously I don't have a foolproof plan that's like 100% set, ready to go. I know exactly where I'm going, but I did do a couple things to prepare. First of all, I saved. No one wants to talk about this, but obviously you need to save. Like, you need to have a couple months of savings, and preferably not like just pulling from your emergency fund. This may be controversial, but I did stop contributing to my 401k. I have maxed out my 401k every single year since I graduated college, but I wanted a few heavy paychecks before I walked away so that I can have a little padding in my checking account. I also started applying and started making connections well before I quit. I'm also giving my company way more than a 2-week notice. I'm really trying to work with them for a decent while I get stabilized. I'm cutting my expenses by 3/4. So my expenses are going from like a lot a month to a very little, which is also giving me this flexibility to make this choice. And a lot of therapy of knowing what I am, what I'm worth, what I can do, believing in myself, having confidence, and also realizing that I can leave situations that I'm not happy in, even if they're not abusive and toxic. I don't have to wait for things to get that bad to leave.
When I walked away from my full-time corporate job back in 2024, I had no idea what was on the other side of that hurdle. All I knew is that I was in a place that was not feeding my soul. It was actually taking so much from me because I was in an environment that did not celebrate who I was. I'll just give you an idea of that. I was the only Black woman on my team. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, and the only other Black person I saw was the assistant or secretary. Now, granted, I wasn't doing anything difficult. I know I went to school for 11 years to get my doctorate, and it had to be something like very hard. No, I was editing PowerPoints for the CEO. And that was really hard because I feel like my ego in a way kind of felt bruised because I started to really look at my life and the decisions that I was making, and more importantly, why I was making certain decisions. And what I really came to realize is that a lot of the decisions I was making were based off of what I was told to do. So, I mean, I know I'm not the only one who went through this type of programming, but you're told to go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and then spend 20 years. And then after that, you like get a watch or something for retirement, and then you can live your life when you're like old and crusty. I'm not saying that you're crusty when you're old, but you know what I'm saying. But one thing that I came to realize during that
I don't know, I was maybe there for 30 days. And to be honest, I'm very surprised that I was able to stay as long as I did, because at this point I feel like I'm maybe neurodivergent, maybe. Still going through testing, but more updates to come soon. But I just feel like, yeah, like I went through all of that just to finally get to a point in my life where I started living for me. And that's why I shared that post the other day about the top 5 regrets of the dying, about the number 1 regret being the fact that most people, when they get to the end of their life, they regret not living a life that was true to them. And that's very difficult. Like, just to realize that you spent an entire lifetime, you'll never be this person again. You watching this, you'll never be this person. You'll never be born to the parents you were born to. You'll never be the name that you have now. You'll never be you again. This is the only time that you have been expressed this way through creation. And I just don't think that our whole purpose on earth is to work until we die. I feel like what has been coming up for me has just been about creation. It's about being the creator, the co-creator of a reality that feels good to my nervous system, that feels good to me, that doesn't just look good on paper, because I feel like I have spent so many years doing what looks good on paper, and I'm very good at doing what looks good on paper. But the challenge recently has just been about shedding those layers and truly stepping into a new identity. And it's been difficult. And I know I'm not the only one on this journey, because I see so many of these other reels popping up about the same type of journey. So I'm just wondering, like, are we all truly living on the same timeline? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, these are just open reflections, because I feel like it's an interesting time, but living to work just doesn't sit right in my spirit.
Hey guys, back at another banger video. Today, I'm going on a rant about how I hate my fucking job at Chick-fil-A. I honestly do not give any fucks anymore, bro. I hate this stupid job. I hate everything about this stupid job. I hate the rules, regulations. Bro, tell me why I'm supposed to clock in at 11 today. Went in at 11. They said, the moment I walked in, I asked, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what position am I on? One of the managers, she looks at me, she was like, let me see your nails. She was like, go home. I was like, okay, nigga, like, and I left. Cause, bro, am I supposed to cry about that stupid ass fucking job, bro? Am I supposed to cry cause I can't fucking bag fries for 9 hours, bro? So I left. And, bro, I swear to God, it's my last day, bro. Like, I don't even have time for this anymore. Like, I'm so sick and tired of their fucking requirements. I have to wear my lashes so short. I have to cut my nails. I can't wear my, like, bro, I'm so sick and tired of this stupid job, bro. I'm not meant to work in the fucking fast food industry, bro. I'm so sick and tired of this fucking job. And I just got my little tropical smoothie, bro, cause I don't give any fucks. I'm so tired of this job. I don't give any fucks. Literally, bro. Bro, fucking fire me. I'm about to hang up the fucking uniform, bro. I'm about to go home and wash these damn uniforms and fucking return them tomorrow, bro. No, not tomorrow because they're closed, but on Monday. Cause I promise you, bro, I don't give any fucks about this stupid ass fucking job, bro. Literally. Like, I could fucking care less. They told me to go home. I walked out immediately, bro. I don't give any fucks, bro. Literally, bro. Fucking fire me already, bro. I'm so sick and tired of this stupid fucking job. And bro, this job is so fucking racist, bro. I'm so fucking tired of it, bro. Literally, bro. Bro, this shit is not just bagging fries all day, bro. This shit is so fucking stressful. I'm so sick and tired of this job. Literally. Like, bro, at this point, bro, literally, bro, they know they're fucking understaffed. Literally, in the morning, there's never, like, enough people for, like, every single position. Literally, bro, they're gonna send me home because of my fucking nails, knowing they're fucking understaffed, but that's their fucking problem. I don't give any fucks. Literally. I'm about to go home, go right back to sleep. Don't give any fucks. Good night. Hey, guys. I made that video, like, 5 months ago. I don't regret quitting Chick-fil-A. I work at a gym now. Life is sweet. I don't regret it. If you want to work at Chick-fil-A, don't work there. You're going to regret it. Don't work in fast food. Don't work in fast food. You're going to regret.
This is a great comment. So you quit your job without a backup. What do you do next? Step 1 is panic. Okay, you're done panicking? Perfect. Step 2 is fucking relax. Chill. Breathe. Ooh, let's breathe. Let's recenter your nervous system. Now, while you're panicking and resetting your nervous system, from just working at a fucking toxic job that literally probably pushed you to have suicidal ideations, and you probably berated yourself for wanting to quit because we can't quit. We can't put up with people bullying us? No, we shouldn't, because this is the workplace. My next thing would break down all of your expenses. My next thing would be to break down all of your expenses. So try to get really familiar with where your money is going. So this is like how my expenses look. And also this is just in Google Sheets, do monthly budget. So I break down everything, right? This is only half the month. Okay. So Well, assuming it'll probably be like $2,000 more. I normally spend like $4,000 a month, which also seems like a lot, but you know, oh, don't do that, exit. So this is how I keep track of all of my expenses, and I do it half the month. So I go, and then 30th. So the first thing that I did when I quit my very fancy corporate job, was figure out how to control my expenses and make my expenses less. What I found that was being able to be in control of my expenses helped me feel more in control of every day. So I knew if I could live off of, way less than what I was living off of when I had an income coming in, then I would be fine. And then I figure out how long would I be fine? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months, right? How long can you live off of the money that you have? Obviously, outside of looking for another job, the immediate action I would do is look into contract work. Based on what you do and what industry you're in, you can look through Upwork. You can also reach out to people on LinkedIn. My personal favorite was reaching out, looking at companies on Crunchbase. If you do the free trial, but don't accidentally pay for it, it's expensive. And then see what companies that just got funded that do not have, like funded in a small sense, I'm talking 1 to 5 million, that do not have the proper support. Jump in there and say, hey, I'm gonna be your support. And lastly, when I chose to do this, I was not above dog walking. I walked dogs. I love dogs. I love dogs. I walked dogs. I dog sat. It was easy's not the right word, but it was a way that I could know money was coming in. And yeah, it was just a way that I could help money coming in. It's really easy to jump into a state of panic, but I just want to remind you that you left this company for a reason. They obviously treated you in a way where you left to save your own mental health. And I think that's brave and that's amazing. And you should be proud of yourself for that.
I quit a job that I liked to escape my burnout. I enjoyed the nature of the job, but I hated the way I felt doing it. So I thought the only way to escape the overwhelm was to go to an easier job. I just figured all of these high visibility roles came with this inescapable stress, and the only way to have any balance in your life was to do something easier. So I fled out of desperation and overlooked all the red flags, which in my case was a job that would very obviously and quickly bore me. And what do you know, 1 week in, I'm like, why did I do this? I had a shit ton of mundane work. I made it very apparent that I had no boundaries because I was just overcommitting all day long, which meant I was overwhelmed with work I didn't even enjoy. So what's the issue here? The issue was I could escape the job, but I couldn't escape the real problem. People pleasing, overcommitting, and addiction to external validation. It was me. I was the problem. And until I fixed that, any job would stress me out. Until I cleared the fears around failing, I would always be over-reliant on behaviors that would burn me out. Why not figure out a way to fix me so that I could actually grow within a career I enjoy? I wanted some challenge, I just needed a way to find some balance. I needed to address the root issue, clear the fears, and establish some boundaries that I could actually stick to. Once I did that, I didn't have to feel like every job overwhelmed me. I was able to thrive in my career without sacrificing my relationships for it. You can have the job and the life. You may just need to find a new way to do it.
So I met up with a friend last night. He had just moved to Seattle, hadn't seen him in a couple years. We're catching up. And he informs me that he is quitting his job without having a job lined up, literally putting in his notice today. And receiving this news, I just wanted to grab him and shake him and be like, what are you doing? Don't do this. Because newsflash, I guess not everyone knows that this job market is complete trash right now. And I totally understand his situation. He's just so fed up with his job. He works in tech. He's a software engineer, just so overworked. And I totally understand that feeling. I've been there before where I just quit a job, don't have anything lined up just because I hate it so much. And I totally understand. But I just wanted to get this out there that if you are in this situation where you hate your job and you think you're going to quit, I would just advise try at least dipping your toes into this job market right now. Already have your resume updated, already start this process, already start applying. Hopefully you get some interviews before just straight up quitting. I would advise even quiet quitting before getting to this point. And I know it's hard. I've been there. I also don't know what situation you're in, but just from my perspective, this job market is rough. I've been laid off for almost 2 years, haven't been able to find a full-time job, if that puts it into perspective. So just wanted to throw this out there and hopefully it can help someone.
Today I was in a meeting and somebody volunteered me for a committee in front of everybody. She had no ill intent, but I don't really have any capacity for any extra things right now on top of the volunteer work that I already do for our state organization. In a past life, a different version of me would have felt really uncomfortable saying no in front of other people for fear of how that would look or what they would think of me. And I think on this side of burnout, on this side of understanding that I cannot function in a way that exceeds my capacity, I am just so thankful that I felt comfortable saying, I actually don't have the capacity for that right now. That took knowing and understanding my capacity. It took being comfortable with the discomfort that may come up by me saying, I can't do that right now. I am not good for anybody on that committee if I don't have the bandwidth or the capacity to do it.
I keep forgetting that my weekend has not started yet because the kids don't have to go to school tomorrow, but teachers do because we have an in-service day. And I just don't think that's fair that they get a day off and we don't. And I think that's a hate crime. I shouldn't have said that. That was probably really insensitive and offensive to the state of what's going on right now. I know it's not a hate crime. I'm sorry that I said that. I just really don't want to go to work. I hope you understand. I love you. Bye.
I find myself just avoiding certain conversations now because the answers that I give don't compute to people. Like, they'll be like, how do you like your job? How do you like work? I don't. Well, what do you mean? What would you rather be doing? Literally anything else. Well, what's your dream job? I don't dream of working. Well, if you could do anything, what would you do? Do you want to know what I would do if I could do anything? I would wake up at whatever time I felt like waking up that day, and I would do whatever the fuck it is that I feel like doing for however long it is that I feel like doing it until I don't feel like doing it anymore. And then rinse and repeat onto the next activity over and over and over again until I die. Well, that's unrealistic. Well, then this conversation is not worth having because you and I are never going to be on the same page.
Here are 4 reasons on why I will never get a job. Number 1, if I get a job, they will cut off my food stamps. And I'm not going to fucking risk that shit. How dumb would I be to get a job and then they're either gonna cut my stamps in half or take them away completely? Not gonna happen. Then that means that I have to take out money from my pocket to pay for food. No thanks. Number 2, I am not a morning person. There is no way that you'll see me awake before 11 o'clock. It's just not gonna happen. And that morning traffic is fucking ridiculous. So no, I'd rather be in bed. 3rd reason why I don't work or I'm not gonna ever work is because then I would have to pay bills. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna work just to pay rent, pay utilities. Not gonna happen. My husband could do all that. No thanks. I'd rather spend my money going out, eating, buying stuff, not paying bills. So what's the point of working if I have to waste it on bills? Just not gonna happen. And the 4th reason is because I am allergic to responsibilities. Every time I try, it's just, no. I break out in hives. I'm literally allergic to it. I just can't do it. So at the end of the day, why waste energy working when the government sends me checks to live my best life?
I really disagree with this girl because in my opinion, she is extremely short-sighted, where she's only thinking about herself and how, she doesn't have to work when she can just get on food stamps. I mean, I don't know if she's just joking or not, but if she's serious, then surely she has to learn and understand how welfare and food stamps really work, because it's actually other taxpayers, other people who do have to work, whether they like her or not, paying into these programs with their taxes, with their hard-earned money, so that, some people with disabilities and other issues can be on these programs and not have to work. But if every able-bodied person just got on food stamps or other form of welfare, and in that case, the society and the programs as we know them just would not exist, simply because there would be no people paying into the programs, and everyone drawing out of the program would just collapse, and then after that, no one gets anything. So once you understand how that works, how that's not really feasible for, everyone to do that, you shouldn't promote it, because once you do, and once more people think this way and they just get on welfare and not work, then, it's really going to get depleted fast. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comments. Thank you.